All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
All right, good Monday evening once again, and welcome to another edition of Monday Night Raw Dog. I am your host, Coach, and I am joined today by the one and only. Oh, he's going by the government name tonight. It is
Oh.
Mike Jones.
Dude, no way. I forgot to change that over from Cubs Central.
Yeah, it still says Cubs Central host right there. Oh man.
That's funny. My bad, team.
So yes, we are joined in on a go home show. Oh, Virgil's here. Hey,
Ah,
Virgil,
hi.
how you doing?
Hi, everybody. Good to see you all.
But Virgil, how you feeling tonight? And you ready to talk some wrestling?
Man, I am doing all right. A little bit tired, but this was a decent go home show. I mean, they saved a lot of the fireworks for Madison Square Garden. I mean, they did two back-to-back really good Monday Night Raws. The build up here was really the story of which team could actually come together and agree and formulate together. After this show, I'm predicting multiple turns by both teams this coming weekend. Like I said, but we'll get into that as we go through. How you doing, Coachman?
I'm doing good. I'm kind of like you, a little tired, but I'm always up to talk some wrestling, and you know that.
Absolutely. Let's get to it, man.
All right, so we kick off tonight's show with the OTC coming back and kicking it off. Yes, acknowledge him. And as he comes in, he does his usual shtick of telling Oklahoma City to acknowledge him, which they do. However, he is interrupted by Cody Rhodes, which really ticks Roman off. But as Rhodes comes in, you can still sense that history that they have with each other. And it was a very interesting segment. Roman says the only reason why he's in this fight is because of his family, aka the Usos, and how much he is invested in them. CM Punk then interrupts, to which Punk says, "This is my team," to which Cody said it's his team. And that Reigns doesn't really care whose team it is, just let's make sure we're on the same page. And then he kind of looks at both of them with their titles and said, "I'm still coming for one of those."
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the opening segment ends. I mean, I liked how it kind of addressed the question of the three main eventers in one ring. Like, how are they gonna combat with each other? How are they gonna team up? I did like Roman just saying he was coming for one of the two. I think that kind of lays out an interesting decision for the creative team going forward. But all in all, I think a decent opening segment to kind of set the stage for WarGames. Virgil, what do you think of this one?
So a couple things here that we know for sure. First and foremost, we know that the seeds and plans are already being laid for who's going to win the Royal Rumble, for who's going to win Elimination Chamber in Chicago, and for what the matches are going to be at WrestleMania. All that stuff is being laid out right now. We're in November, so those plans are already being laid out and finalized. So the creative team tonight gave you a tease. So you've already seen the WrestleMania build. Basically you know who the four biggest stars in the company are: Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. That those are your main events for Mania. How those main events shake out, is totally, completely up to, the booking team. But
Mm-hmm.
tonight we got a glimpse of the fact that Roman Reigns has history with both these men. And so we understand that because he has history with both these men, um, I like that he looked at both of them and said, your title would look so much better on me. And then
Mm-hmm.
walks out. Like I said, I mean, just cocky as can be, and of course CM Punk hops on the mic. He's like, "Who you talking about? Which way you talking about?" And he, as Roman Reigns music hits, and he turns his back and walks away, he says, "Cody, he's talking about you." So I liked the opening segment. It gives us a glimpse into not only Survivor Series, but clearly there's unsettled issues between all of these guys. Roman Reigns says blame CM Punk for ruining his life. Roman Reigns blames Cody Rhodes for ruining his life, I guess, for taking his title from him, and everything like that. So Roman Reigns would look good with the WWE and also the World Heavyweight Championship. I liken Roman Reigns to probably become the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. He was going to take it from Seth Rollins anyway, so I think they're going to stick with that plan.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel like a young gun like Braun Breaker to beat Cody for that WWE Championship
Yeah.
at WrestleMania. But as far as this segment goes, it did a lot to set up what the rest of the night was going to be. Obviously, the Usos have to come into play with this situation, and this team has to get on the same page.
Yeah, 100%. So we get to our first match of the evening, and then it is I guess, quarterfinal? Yeah, quarterfinal round matchup in the last time is now tournament, and it is between Gunther and Carmelo Hayes. Um, Carmelo looked really strong in this match, and I will give credit that there were a couple near falls that made you think he could possibly win. However, Gunther put him into a submission hold, to which Carmelo did escape, but eventually Gunther hit the power bomb for the victory. And once again, second week in a row that Gunther wins, and it's a very mild reaction. Mild's putting it, ironically, it's
Mildly.
putting it mildly. Yeah.
That's
But
funny.
you have a couple people, like you can see clapping and everything, but then after that, just silence.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was nothing. It, I, I really think people don't want to see Gunther be the one to retire Cena. I mean, Gunther already had the Goldberg match, and people applauded him for that and everything. They applauded him for his championship runs, but it's getting to the point to where it's kind of overkill right now. I think out of everything, there's two people that fans do not want to see John Cena face in his final match, and that's Gunther and Jey Uso. And more than likely,
And
it's
I,
gonna
I
be
and I'll give you a third too. They don't want to see the Miz either.
correct. Yeah, but that's not confirmed yet. But it's pretty much gonna happen that he's gonna face LA Knight. But people want to see him face LA Knight.
Yeah,
They wanted to see him face Carmelo Hayes
yeah.
or even Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder when they were in there, even though they were long shots to begin with. But it's the fans are starting to make their point known that this is not the direction they want Cena's final match to go. And I don't know if it's too late, if the plans have already been in motion or what, but it is, you are not going to have a happy crowd for Cena's last match if it is Gunther. I think you'll have a mixed reaction if it's Jey Uso. I think the crowd will be involved a lot with it, but
Mm-hmm.
um, but with Gunther, I don't think the crowd's going to be invested at all with that match. But what?
Which is sad for Gunther because he is a great worker,
Oh, 100%.
but I mean there's just other stuff that he can do. listen, I still am full on of the belief that Gunther is going to face Brock Lesnar at this WrestleMania. I think that there's a good chance that happens. Of that he could be, and he just, why not give it to somebody that's young and up and coming that could really do something with it? His first night in the WWE, you could not set him up faster, harder to be successful than to do that. And I think they missed the boat with that. And like I said, Gunther's already established, and really LA Knight's already established too. Like I said, the last time it's now tournament should have been strictly NXT stars fighting for the opportunity, NXT stars to Raw and to SmackDown and have them fight for the opportunity to face John Cena. And I think that would have been way cooler than what they're doing. If it's Gunther, if it's Jey Uso, even if it's LA Knight, I mean, I'll be happy for LA Knight because you don't ever win shit. But even if it's LA Knight, it's still kind of like, okay, like, but that it's not gonna result in them giving him a championship afterwards.
Right.
Like I said, for all we know, John Cena's probably gonna lose the Intercontinental Championship Saturday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel for Gunther, but his booking since he made it all the way to the top as a world champion just has not been where it's at. His world title reigns were lackluster, and like I said, and then it has not been where it's at. His Intercontinental Championship reign was so much better than his world title reigns. Both of them.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that. So we get to our next segment, which is Dom Mysterio coming out and bad-mouthing John Cena before their Intercontinental Championship match at Survivor Series. And as Dom is starting to transition into trash-talking the crowd, surprisingly, John Cena's music hits and very confused everybody because this wasn't a date that was set. We thought there was only 2 dates left for John Cena. Did he add one in at the last minute? And then, lo and behold, comes out mini John Cena and mini Stu with a camcorder recorder. And, I was gotta admit, that part was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the segment, though, kind of was, I mean, it was nice to kind of get that throwback moment from the Attitude Era that we would like when guys would do that, and I think, and according to Fritos, this was a Psycho from Micro Wrestling that was playing the part of John Cena tonight, and he was excellent. The guy playing Mini Stu, excellent. And even Stu was great because he didn't even know how to do what to do with that. But I mean, it gets the point across that Dom is trying to beat Cena for his title back. It's just it didn't hit as smoothly as I think it could have. But I do give props for trying to be somewhat creative with this.
Well, I mean, can you really call it being creative if it's a throwback to something they've already done? So, like I said, so you have to think about Mini Booker T that came out when he was facing The Rock for the WCW Championship in 2001. You got to think about Little Undertaker when JBL brought out a Little Undertaker in 2004 when he was defending the WWE Championship against him. You also had a mini. I mean, you've also had a mini. What's the name? This felt slapstick, Bruce Pritchard, Vince McMahon-ish.
Oh, it was probably Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah, and this wasn't Triple H type stuff. This was Bruce Pritchard stuff. You could tell. And again, it just kind of fell on deaf ears. I mean, that type of midget comedy stuff was only funny, to a select few of people. And like I said, it missed it missed completely, especially when fans definitely thought that they weren't going to see, John Cena. And like I said, I mean, and you had Tess and Barrett on commentary trying to make jokes like King would do, and it just, again, the whole segment just missed to me, honestly. Like I said, and then you had the weird transition because Rey Mysterio doesn't come out to save the mini wrestler as Dom Mysterio is getting all this shit in, as he's doing the 619, as he's doing the frog splash. He comes out after all of that and runs out and takes Dom off. And I'm like, with all that, you could have just let the segment in, Like I said, I'm like, I don't know. It didn't work for me, brother. In the words of the immortal one, Hogan.
Nope, I agree with you. So, good transition though into our next match, which is Rey Mysterio versus JD McDonough. And I will give credit once again. JD McDonough is winning over the crowd. They actually started a chant for JD McDonough tonight. It was very faint, but you could hear it. They were doing, they were doing that, how they sing like the Roman Reigns kind of thing. With that, they were doing that for JD McDonough. I don't know what they were saying, like, to try and do it at the end, but you could hear him go, JD, like something. And it was like, okay, it's really hard to do his last name with that, but I appreciate the effort y'all are going through. But
absolutely,
again, he's winning over the crowd. Also, the move that he and Rey pulled off, it was Rey got on top of his shoulders trying to do a hurricanrana over the ropes. They both go over, but JD lands feet first, still standing up with Rey on his shoulders, and then proceeds to carry him over to the announce table and drop him on the announce table. That is an incredible feat of, one, strength, and two, athleticism right there. That, I mean, I feel like it's coming for him. He is going to get that singles run here very soon because the crowd is obviously buying in. Either way, at the end of the match, Finn Balor tried to get involved. Of course, that cost JD the match. Rey hits the 619 and pins JD 1, 2, 3 for the victory. But again, the main story, JD McDonough doing his thing and proving to the people that he can be a singles competitor.
Absolutely.
What do you think of the match?
Yeah, no, I don't have much to add. I think this was the match of the night, honestly, if you ask me. I mean, this was the best match on the card tonight, and like I said, I mean, Rey Mysterio is over 50 years old and still able to put on a match of the night. So what does that tell you about him? And then JD McDonough, young and up and coming, man. Like I said, watch out for this guy. He's going to shoot a rocket to the moon. He could be the one to dethrone Dom Mysterio after his next IC title run. We'll just have to see what happens.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting one.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we get to our next segment, which is the women's war game hype segment, and it did the exact opposite for me. Becky Lynch was out in the ring and blabbered about each competitor or each person on her team. I'm going to be honest, I put it on mute when she started talking. And I just had the subtitles working.
Yeah.
Obviously, she starts trash talking the babyface team, to which that brings out the babyfaces, Rhea, Io, Charlotte, Alexa, and AJ Lee. AJ Lee comes out, says that that's all Becky does is talk, and that AJ does her talking with her abilities, like how she beat Becky at WrestlePalooza, and then fight broke out, things happen, and then the baby faces stand tall, and the heels are running away. Like I said, I was already lukewarm with this match. I am very non-interested now.
Yeah.
This
You know
segment did
what?
not. This segment did not do it for me, and it might be a hot take, but I just do not. I am very disappointed about this build-up right now, and it's predictable. It's boring, and I think the match will be really good. But if we're talking storyline wise, I have no interest in this like I do the men's.
I mean, the intrigue comes because of Charlotte and Rhea, which the video dropped today, or they're starting to hype and tease the women's side of WrestleMania. That commercial is going to drop probably the day after Thanksgiving. So
Yeah.
when you look at that, you realize that you'll come more closer into focus and understanding what the main events are going to look like for the women's titles on that side as well. So I mean, like I said, you know, in my eyes, when I look at this match, I think that they're setting up for something major with Charlotte and Rhea. Obviously, you know, somebody's going to turn on somebody, but the
Well,
women's war games match can absolutely start the pay-per-view or the PLE, and you can pretty much miss everything until the end.
yeah.
until they officially lock the cage and the match actually starts, and then that's when it'll get good.
Well, it's like I said on our Sunday show. It's eerily similar to the NXT War Games when Dakota Kai turned on Rhea Ripley's team and took out her tag team partner in Tegan Knox. The storyline building is very similar,
Right.
but except they hyped it up a lot more. And maybe it's just because I've seen this before that I'm not excited for it, but I am just not that interested. The one thing I am interested in is um is Lash Legend getting her opportunity to shine here
Yeah.
because she deserves it. I am excited to watch her go forward, and that's really about it, man.
I like
And,
that. I like it. Yeah, I'm excited for Lash to officially being a member of the SmackDown roster. Like I said, she that's a big woman. That's a mountain of a woman. She's tall and she's stout too. Like I said, so I mean that's a mountain of a woman, and I'm very curious to see how they book her. Post this, is she just going to be, you know, Nia Jax lackey, or are they going to let her do her thing? Honestly, I I wouldn't mind her earning a shot at Jade's championship at the Royal Rumble. Obviously, she's not gonna
ooh,
win, but like just letting her go out there and do a great showing, like give like a hell of a match. Like think about it. The whole craze with Tiffany Stratton started when she went to Perth for the Elimination Chamber 2 years ago,
mm-hmm.
and literally, like I said, I mean, she exploded in that match. And like I said, the payoff came almost damn near 2 years later, but still, like I said, you just appreciate the fact that Tiffy was just on top, you know, and she was doing her thing, you know.
Yeah,
And, I mean, they failed at creating other stars for her to fight and go against, but when you think about it, the initial stuff, like everybody was just so excited because Tiffy was so fresh and so new. And you have
mm-hmm.
that same feeling right now about Lash Legend. You can put her in the ring with somebody like Jade, and I feel like they might be able to have a good match as long as it's power for power and it's not too many botches. Because both of them are super inexperienced wrestlers. So
Right. No, I'd agree with that. I think that'd be really good, um, for that match to happen at the Royal Rumble. Um, Either way, we move on to our next match, which is another quarterfinals matchup in the Last Time Is Now tournament. It is a quarterfinals between Penta and Solo, and this match lasted about 3 minutes until the commercial break hit, and then out of the commercial break, all we see is Solo standing in the ring, looking around, wondering what's going on, and the next thing we know, we hear over the PA system that Penta is not medically cleared to continue, and that
mm,
Solo is the default winner and moves on. They did not show the replay of Penta's injury, so that's telling me it's probably pretty severe. They
His
said,
one arm was hanging.
yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna be out for a little bit. We might not see Penta for 6 months.
yeah. So they said landed awkwardly on a jump and more than likely dislocated his shoulder. And either way, Solo moves forward, to which I don't know why some guy in the crowd was saying something to Solo, but you could read Solo's lift telling him to F off. Which I'm with Solo on that one. I was like, dude, what are you trying to accomplish with this? Like, this is a sucky situation for everybody. Don't try and antagonize
Right,
the wrestlers when this kind of stuff happens. Like, don't be an idiot.
right,
So
right.
I'm
You
with
can't-
Solo on this one.
it ain't like Solo could have pulled the NFL and took a knee or whatnot or something like that when somebody gets injured. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You kind of take a knee and so you can't break character and do something like that.
right.
So I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know. It was dumb.
Yeah, so and this again going back to Penta, this kind of sucks for him because more than likely he was going to win this matchup and then get a rematch against Gunther, and the history that those two have with each other would have been really great stuff. But alas, we do, this kind of stuff happens
Yep.
on a live show, so we get it. All we can do is wish Penta a speedy recovery, and hopefully he's not
Absolutely.
out too long.
Yeah. Give Will Penta.
All right, so that moves us into our main event, which is the Survivor Series advantage match between the Usos and Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Um, Pretty straightforward stuff happening, baby faces feeding off the crowd's energy, kind of catching the heels off guard. Heels start using heel tactics to get an upper hand. Um, and right after Drew McIntyre broke up a near fall that would have given the Usos the win, Braun Breaker comes out. Then that proceeds to bring CM Punk out. They start brawling.
Mm-hmm.
Then Cody comes out. Then Bronson Reed comes out. Then Roman comes out. And everyone's getting involved, all while in the ring, Jimmy Uso is wondering what the heck's going on. Logan Paul comes from behind and rolls him up for a 1-2-3 victory. Anticlimactic? Sure. Smart? Yes. Uh, I as much as because the match itself wasn't anything spectacular, that kind of finish I was okay with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of those.
Just
All
get it
this
over
chaos
with.
is happening, and then all of a sudden, oh, hey, we forgot about the actual match that's happening.
Right.
So the Vision will have the advantage come WarGames on Saturday. But as this is all happening, fights are breaking out. The baby faces are standing tall as they chase the heels, and then all of a sudden, right as once again the credits roll, you can't trust the credits rolling anymore. This is like Marvel. There is always something post credits.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, here comes Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar smiling ear to ear, takes his hat off, puts it on Braun Breaker's head, and then goes down to meet up with his teammates and says, okay, I'm here. Here's what we're going to do. Like, he's taking charge of the team. And they all get up on the apron. They're all staring at each other. They're getting ready to go. Lesnar makes the first move and slips. And everyone else just starts brawling. We get about 5 seconds of the brawl, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Fade to black. Like, come on. So after thinking about it, it's a tease. I get it. like tease us like, so hey, you better be watching Saturday because this is what it's gonna be like when all 5 men are trapped in a cage long enough with 2 rings. Like, be with that. But I was like, come on, like, it's again, it's the Netflix thing. It's like you do not have to be on a time strain with Netflix. If this was on USA, I get it. I would be like, oh, that's poor planning on your guys' part that you didn't time this out better. You are on freaking Netflix. You do not need a time. Do you need the show to go a certain time? Sure, I get it. What's 5 extra minutes of the main event going to cost you? You guys are obviously doing pretty well if you're skyrocketing ticket prices.
That's for real. I mean, those ticket prices for Elimination Chamber in Chicago, I'm starting to rethink things. I'm like, do I really need to go? Because if $300 gets you a nosebleed seat, I don't know if and that's one ticket for $300. I don't really know if I want to go. But kind of going back to tonight, I understand your frustration, Coach, but it was the hook. It's the hook that it's to get you excited about Survivor Series, and I'm sure that somebody will post up some raw footage of how things ended and how they all got pulled apart, which is fine and dandy. But again, it's the hook to get you excited. Now, obviously, something's going to happen on SmackDown too. You're trying to see these teams come into focus, but you're also seeing that there's dysfunction with each team. I don't think I don't think Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed want to listen or take notes from Brock Lesnar. I mean, if I'm being honest with you. So,
Correct.
like I said, I mean, and I if you kind of look how Brock Lesnar looked at Braun Breaker after he slipped and fell on the stage and then put his hat on his head afterwards, it kind of like he stunned him a little bit. And Braun Breaker literally was like, I could totally see him saying something like, I didn't get rid of Seth Rollins to come and then play second fiddle to Brock Lesnar. He's like, it's my time. I'm taking over. And like I said, for what it's worth, I don't hate it. I don't hate it one bit. I can absolutely see, just like I said, I can see a Brock Lesnar versus Gunther match at WrestleMania. I can absolutely see a Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania, and it would be just as awesome.
I can get down for that.
Just as awesome, whether it's for a title or not, But for the go home Raw altogether, I would probably rate this show a B minus. Teetering on a C. I'm sorry, B minus teetering on a C plus. So, like I said, but I mean, all in all, a decent go home show. It had its moments. Brock Lesnar slipping and falling on that stage. I could watch that all day, every day, and I think I would just bust up laughing. I jumped onto this and was dying laughing at it. I watched it again.
You were.
Like it's hilarious to me. I'll probably watch it 5 more times before I go to bed tonight, and it just makes me giggle every time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. It was kind of an underwhelming show, and I understand it's the hook and everything for Survivor Series. I get that, but I don't know. I just still felt underwhelmed for a go home show. I give it a C for the night.
You're right.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here for another edition of Raw Dog Monday. Thank you to everyone who tunes in and listens. Thank you to all of our subscribers. If this is your first time, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. What do you want to hear from us? What do you want us to talk about? Do you want us to mention anything in the world of wrestling, whether it's WWE, TNA, AEW, micro wrestling's got popular tonight? If you want us to talk about that, well, we have an expert in Fritos. He'll start talking about that. He loves that. He loves micro wrestling, but
he really does.
He does. And so I mean that in all sincerity, that he actually really does love micro wrestling and that he is a expert with that. But just let us know. We love hearing from our fans, and we love giving you guys the content that you want. Until next time, for Virgil, I am Coach. We'll see you next Monday for the Monday after Survivor Series. And we'll see the drama unfold after this Saturday. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time.